Okay, so for question number 8, sheep on a farm are also free to move between the 4 water sources. The change in the number of sheep at each water source from week to week is shown in that matrix. In the long term, now the trick here was the words long term, 635 sheep are expected to be at S each week. Now, in the long term, what we're saying is if I have my matrix, an S, we're looking at this value here. All right, now that's the long term, and I'll explain what that means in just a moment. All right, so in the long term, the number of sheep expected to be at Q each week is closest to. All right, here we go. So in the long term, 635 sheep are expected to be S. So first thing I'm going to do is long term means raise this to a high power. So if you see on my calculator, I've already put in my matrix. I'm going to call it A, and I'm going to raise it to the power of 50. A to the power, oh, he says not apparently. A, we can do it, A, thank you, to the power of 50. Hit enter, and there we go. So there is my transition matrix. And again, what I'm going to look for is, he says, doing this big value here, is S to S. So what they're saying is each week, roughly speaking, 0.31296 times the total number of sheep. So remember, this here times my total number of sheep, which is, is going to give me 635. So what I now need to do is use that calculation. So 0.31296 times, let's call it S, is equal to 635. Now when we actually then divide that, so let's do 635 divided by 0.31296, gives me about 2,029 sheep in total. All right, so we know there's 2,029 sheep in total, which means that we can use that information now to get the expected number of Q each week. How are we going to do that? Well, what do we need to do? So we got P, Q, R, S, P, Q, R, and S. So we are looking for that figure there, which when I look on my thing gives me 0.26027. So now what I'm going to do is 0.26, what did I say, 027 times 2029 gives me the value of, let's do that now, what is it, 0.26027 times by 2029 gives me 528-ish, and so C would be my correct answer, 528-ish. All right, so again, we are looking at the fact that this value here multiplied by our long-term number of sheep is going to give me 635, because that's the percentage, yes, that we're going to be using.